Good evening, Tina. Welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a wonderful day today and weekend. Sorry, my voice is raspy. I got allergy season. Everything is starting to bloom now. So I sound like doo doo. Feel okay, just my voice. Doo doo. Zelda, good evening, Zelda. Welcome to trivia. I hope you had a wonderful day today and weekend. Kitty Q, Inner Peas, good evening. Callie Lisa, welcome. Sorry my voice is raspy. The allergies are just killing me right now. I'm here to save the day. There you go. Gemma, good evening, Gemma. Welcome to trivia. Bamacat, good evening. Yeah, I feel all right. It's just my voice is just like totally gone. I woke up, this morning and I was just like, I don't sound right. And then I looked at my pollen alert that I have set on my computer. Yeah, it's cottonwood. The cottonwood is in bloom. Does it to me every year. No, I'm not sick. It's just my voice. Just my voice. Yeah, allergy season. Take Benadryl, for it, but it only does so much. But I'm all right. I'll survive. Me and my cup of tea. Give it 2 more minutes here, and then we'll get this party started. All the questions tonight are on Herbert Mullins. Herbert Mullins, name that not a whole lot of people are familiar with, but some are. He is definitely a serial killer who claimed to, a lot of people, a lot more than that they can actually put on him as a body count. Sprinkle Donut, good evening and welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there, all you mothers. You don't have to be female just to be a mother, because there are plenty of fathers out there that play dual roles, that are the mother and the father. And there are plenty of mothers who do dual role as father and mother. So, thank you, Gemma. I'm good, sweetheart. In a couple of days, my voice will be back to normal. Just gotta wait for the cottonwood trees that bloom. They're all over. It's an invasive species of trees that grow in this area. They're originally brought here in the 1940s by Dutch settlers who brought them here to as windbreaks for their farms. And they have spent, I guess, the last 20 some years trying to eradicate them. But the problem is birds they pick up the pods and they eat the seeds, and then they poop the seeds out, and then whoop, whole another tree. So it's an ongoing battle. But it does this to me, to my voice. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Mom, if you're sending your love. I did a barbecue today for my wife and for my mother. Did chicken, kielbasa, uh, sausage. These we have a company here that makes them locally. They're kind of like like halfway between a hot dog like a sausage, but they stuff them with the pork and beef, and then you can buy them in different flavors like garlic or chorizo, but they're really good. I ranted on my stream earlier. Nearly lost. Notice my name change. I'm doing called Richie's to Rags because good evening, Purple. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the trivia going. I kill to save the earth and people. Herbert Mullins. Herbert Mullins. Viewer discretion is strongly advised that the content is shown and discussed on this trivia night. My main platform of streaming has and this is set to age restricted to 16 plus. Anyone under that age is doing so by cheating the system. I am not responsible, nor can I be held responsible if someone under the age of 16 is watching and consuming this content. So don't pop into the to the stream and or to the comment section afterwards and say, hey, I'm 12 and I watched your stream. No, if you're 12 and you watched my stream, you're doing so because you cheated the system, and I'm not responsible for that. But anyways, the viewers and comments that I may make during this content is not necessarily express those of the advertisers who may run ads on this content after it is streamed originally. Question number 1 is on the screen. How many men and women was Herbert Mullins convicted of killing, even though most believe the total is much larger? Is it A, 9 men, 4 women, B, 9 men, 3 women, C, 10 men, 3 women, or D, 10 men, 4 women? Good evening, Tammy, and welcome to tonight's trivia. Forgot to put myself in my little window. Bill in his little hello. Will in his little window. Goldie, good evening. Welcome to tonight's trivia, Goldie. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. Tamara is C for Herbert the pervert. LOL, Herbert the pervert. Yeah, that is his Department of Corrections photograph you see on the screen there. That was taken 7/28 of 2022. That is one of the more recent photos that I was able to to dig up. But every year he has to have a new photo taken for his Department of Corrections identification badge. I'm going to let this play, and I'm going to people. Okay. Get a lot of people who watch it and rewind after the fact. All right, question number 1. The correct answer is C as in cat. 10 men, 3 women. According to the FBI, though, they believe he may have a body count that is closer to 19 than 13. But C as in cat. That's why I call my brother. 10 men and 3 women. All right. Question number 2. In high school, Herbert Mullins was one of the cool kids in his school. What did his fellow classmates vote Herbert would do after high school? Is it A, most likely to succeed, B, most likely to become a millionaire, C, most likely to become president of the US, or D, most likely to become an astronaut? We are looking for the answer to what he was voted in his senior class yearbook. Herbert Mullins was voted what? A, B, C, D. Ooh, where Goldie is, 2:09 a.m. Good evening, Mel, and welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a wonderful day today and a terrific weekend. Sprinkle Donuts, Callie, Lisa, Tina, and Gemma are all going with A. E. Tame a mountain lion and drive a Yuko. Most likely to wear white after Labor Day. Oh, that Herbert Mullins. Damn is all is going with D. Most likely to become astronauts this September. Purple's going with A. Question number 2 of 20. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer is A as in apple. His senior class voted him most likely to succeed after high school. It was a unanimous decision, according to his fellow classmates, who, once he was arrested and convicted of all of these murders, were truly shocked because they never saw anything from Herbert growing up that made them believe that he would be a violent individual, let alone a serial killer or anything like that at all. They thought he was going to be successful. He was going to run like a Fortune 500 company because he was also on the debate team and his academics were through the roof. He was an excellent student. But goes to show you, just because you voted one thing in high school doesn't mean that you're going to be that way in life. In case you're wondering, here's an interesting side note. When I went to high school in my senior class, I was voted most likely to be followed by the FBI. That's what my senior class voted me in my yearbook. I was voted most likely to be followed by the FBI. And I probably am, because if you deal with what I do every single day, I mean, I'm on their radar. I'm always on their website. But I was voted most likely to be followed by the FBI. All right, question number 3. Question number 3. Cray. Herbert Mullins believed that by killing his victims, he would be able to stop future events from happening. What one thing did he believe he was preventing the most? Was it A, preventing future presidents' deaths? B, preventing future earthquakes? C, preventing inflation rises? Or D, preventing future evil leaders of Spain? What? You're voting for most likely to have an affair? What? Yeah, I'm sure the FBI is keeping tabs on a lot of people, especially if you're in my line of work. Zelda, they can prevent earthquakes. Kitty Lemon Pie is with us, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Lemon Pie. Welcome to tonight's trivia. Inner Peas, I was voted the shyest. Oh. Been a member for 14 months. Well, congratulations, Gemma, and thank you for being here and being a member for 14 months. Lemon Pie, the 100th season of Jersey Shore. Oh, the Jersey Shore makes a its presence known already tonight. All right, question number 3. The correct answer is B as in boy. Herbert Mullins believed that by killing some of his victims that he would be able to prevent future earthquakes from happening in the state of California. Herbert Mullins was born on the exact day of the Great San Francisco earthquake. On the anniversary of it, now not 1906, but he was born on the same day, the anniversary of it. But he believed that by killing some of his victims, he was basically sacrificing them so they would prevent future earthquakes from happening. And he was totally in his sound mind when he came up with that idea. All right, question number 4. Oh, thank you, Zelda. Shiba dog squeezing the big red heart. Question number 4. In the early days after his conviction, who was the main pen pal for Herbert Mullins while in prison? Was it A, Ted Bundy, B, Gary Ridgway, C, Cary Stayner, or D, Juice Newton? Who was the main pen pal for Herbert Mullins while in prison? And thank you again for the super chat, Zelda. I appreciate that, sweetheart. Little Linda. Good evening, Little Linda, and welcome to tonight's trivia. I'm glad you could be here with us. And I really hope you had an excellent relaxing weekend. Little Linda is going with a B, Gary Ridgway. E, the hamburger, a hamburglar from McDonald's. The hamburglar. Does he run a lot of people? Jeff Goldblum says lemon pie. All right, question number 4. The correct answer is C as in cat, Cary Stayner. Cary Stayner was Herbert Mullins' main pen pal while in prison. The two of them exchanged over 120 letters back and forth. Over 120 letters between the two of them. It's and the pen pal, and letter writing started shortly after he was convicted and sentenced to, go to prison for the rest of his pathetic life. Was that Stephen's brother? Stephen Stayner? Never heard of Cary Stayner. Well, he's not a lovely individual. All right. Question number 5. Herbert Mullins was a very prolific killer. Actually, killer, not killers, like plural. He claimed all his victims and unknown victims in just a short period of time. How long was his killing spree? Was it A, 11 months, B, 4 months, C, 6 months, or D, 13 months? Herbert Mullins was a very prolific killer. He claimed all his victims in a very short period of time. How long was his spree? I dropped out of high school in the 10th grade and was voted to be on welfare, but I married, so laughing now, right? Oh, trust me, Cameron, Zelda is giving everyone hell. She has been a fighter her entire life. She won the prize. She got Larry. Reichard is going with A. 0713. That's new, isn't it? Didn't it just used to say just Reichardt? Now it's Reichardt 0713. Reichardt is going with A, so is I was reading those, and then it went by. Callie Lisa and Little Linda are both going with A as well. Oh man, what did I just do? Hold on a second. I did something that the chat disappeared. Hold on. Where did the chat go? There it is. Oh, oh. I'm sorry. I have to move it over to the overlay like this. I hope that doesn't bother anybody. Just temporary. I'm going to move it back in just a second. Zelda says, yes, I'm a fighter. My sisters made fun of me. They married the hot guys who all went to prison. I can't. It will not put it back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to deal with this like that, with the chat, the trivia smaller and the small window to the left, and the chat on the right. Sorry, I can't get it to go back the other way. Every time I click on it, it stops. Oh, come on. Why did it go? It switched from top chat to live, from live chat to top chat. And I won't go back. Yep. Yep. Do it like this. Well, keep getting smaller and smaller. Tiny will, right? I'm trying to figure out why see on my end it's showing now top chat instead of live chat, and it won't go back. All I clicked on was the file folder. Oh man, this sucks. YouTube gods are having connection fits, right? Well, I'm unfortunately, Mel, this is something I did on my end, and I can't correct it. It won't. I have so on my screen. I'll tell you what I'm looking at right now. So I have the trivia you see is in a small window to the left. Then it has the chat overlay, and then I have another complete chat that is running on the other side. That is now it's stretched it out some only like the comment that Reichardt posted. I didn't even know that then it's cut there. Like and the rest of it just keeps on running, but it stretched it out. Yeah, well. All right. Going on, what is the answer? First off, I gave you the answer to question number 5. That'd be helpful if I did that right. The correct answer is B as in boy for question number 5. All of his victims and unknown victims were killed in just a 4-month period. 4 months. Question number 6. Herbert Mullins certainly had some screws loose upstairs. However, he was found to be sane. What was his hobby while in prison? He would do for hours every single day. I mean, every day. And he still does it to this very single. I mean, so what is it? What did he do? Was it A, children's puzzles, B, played with blocks, C, colored pictures, or D, talk to himself out loud? What did Herbert Mullins do as a hobby while in prison? Well, he's still in prison, but he's still incarcerated. How about let's put it that way? He's still behind bars. Do for hours every single day. We got Rykar, Kyle, Lisa, Little Linda are all going with C. Gamma going with D. Question number 6. What if I close this like that? Does that help improve the size of it? I don't know. How old is he now? Rykard, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know how old Herbert Mullins is. No? He dug portals to meet with Lori. Gory Lori. No, not really. Still short. Micro Will. I'm still a micro little Will in his little window. He's dead. All right. Chat should be gone now. And it's still, nope, still not working. It's froze. It stretched all the comments out and then it stopped. He died at the age of 75, says Little Linda. All right, question number 6. The correct answer is C as in cut and C as in cat or color. He colored actual pictures, like you would get for a child's coloring book. He colored pictures for hours and hours every single day. Question number 7. What was the actual cause of death of Herbert Mullins on August 18th, 2022 listed as? What was his cause of death? Was it A, aspiration blockage, B, a heart attack, C, natural causes, or D, lethal injection? C as in Chad. Yep, he died August 18th, 2022. What was his actual cause of death? He was tired of his black and white pictures. What was the cause of death of Herbert Mullins? He ate his crayons. Jody Aries does the same colors. Does she? Jody Aries needs to just fix the issue of being alive is what Jody Aries needs to do. But that's just my opinion. All right, question number 7. The correct answer is a C as in cat. The listed as natural causes is what is listed on his actual death certificate. Excuse me, he died August 18th, 2022. Lovely. Mullins says he paid his debt to society when he was trying to get a new trial. He said, I've already done enough time in prison. I should be sent home free. Yeah, you probably can't read the rest of the article, but he wanted his freedom. He wanted to be set free. Question number 8. During Herbert Mullins' one and only parole hearing a year before his death, it didn't start off very well. He got upset and started screaming who was responsible for killing people. Who did he say was responsible? Was it A, the Pope made him do it? B, his father made him do it? C, he blamed his entire family? Or D, he blamed an imaginary friend? Her brother sells a color in pictures? Wow. Yeah, natural causes like Alex Cox. Excellent point, Mel. Excellent point. I fixed it. I fixed the stupid chat. I was trying to figure out, racking my brain here on what the heck was wrong. Yeah, again, it was me. I had another window open and it was minimizing the entire thing to make it room to fit my actual screen. I mean, it's a 52-inch screen, but I have to, now whatever. It doesn't matter. I fixed it though. Now we can actually see the whole question on the full screen and me in my little window, not so much mini. Set Mr. Potato Head, Chad, no balls free. Calm down now, chat. Not stupid. During Herbert Mullins' one and only parole hearing the year before his death, he didn't start off very well. He got upset and started screaming. Who did he say was responsible for the killings? He blamed everything that he had done, all of his crimes, not just his murders, but and particularly his murders. He blamed it all on his family. He said, and he named each and every one of his immediate family members, brothers, fathers, everyone, mom. He blamed everything. I did this crime because of that person and this person and that person. He went on a tirade screaming at the parole board that, but he wanted to go home. He wanted to be set free. He blamed everything that he had ever done on everyone else and took no responsibility for any of the crimes that he'd ever committed. Needless to say, Herbert Mullins was not granted parole. Surprise. Usually it's not a good idea to scream at the parole board. Who knew? Alrighty, question number 9. During his time in prison for the murders, a lot of people wrote Herbert random letters asking him for advice and to do what for them? Was it A, help them win the lottery? B, help with romance advice? C, help them with cosmic advice? Or D, answer questions about oceans? During his time in prison for the murders, a lot of people wrote Herbert random letters asking for advice to do what for them? QDQ, D? Question mark? I don't know. It could be D. Lemon Pie's going with C. Probably even blamed his dog. Again, I'm going with C. Question 9 of 20. E. Crochet lady thongs for pubic hair. Oh my God. Oh, wow. Sprinkle donuts going with C or D. It's one of those crazy ones. Smoke them if you got them. Yes, smoke them if you got them, ladies and gentlemen. Lisa's going with A. Help them win the lottery. If y'all can help me win the lottery, that'd be great. My biggest problem with not winning the lottery is I keep on forgetting to buy tickets. Did you see the Aurora Borealis? My grandkids in Tacoma saw the most amazing videos of the Aurora. No, Zelda, I did not see the Aurora Borealis. I mean, apparently from where we are here, it showed up really nice. But no, I did not see it. Advice on how to deceive the parole board. That would be good advice that he could have used. You got to play to win, right? You gotta buy a ticket to win. I forget to buy them. I bought the last time I bought it was like when it was like $1 billion or something like that. I bought I think $4. How to be a guest star on the Jersey Shore. All right, question number 9. The correct answer is C as in cat. Help them with cosmic advice. Because Herbert Mullins believed that he was doing everything, and he knew more about the cosmic energy of the world and the solar system and everything else, and he thought it empowered him. So, and he's the right people about the cosmic, stars and random, stuff like that. Put another word in there, but people would write him random letters, and ask him for, advice from the cosmic, what's coming up in the future, all kinds of weird stuff. But and he saved all of his letters. A lot of the letters were put into a book, or well, I guess you could call it a book, more of a 3-ring binder, I guess. And you can actually find pictures of these letters where they actually blocked out the name of the person who wrote the letters or any kind of identifying information. But you can actually see some of the letters online, copies of them. He was a cosmic cowboy. Yeah. He believed in it. He really did. And I'm not putting it down. If you believe in in astrology and all that, I'm not dissing that at all. But he was way, way more than just astrology. He believed that there were certain stars that energized certain people here on Earth, and that he had the energy of the cosmic environment, and then there were good things and bad things that were going to happen to him in his life. I'm like, dude, you're going to die in prison. And he did, but he believed that, he really could read the stars, and he could tell, and not astrology. Astrology would be something simple. This was way, way, way more advanced than that, though. But I'm not making fun of it. If that's what you believe in, fine. All the power to you. All right, question number 10. What historical anniversary was also the same day Herbert Mullins was born on April 18th? Was it A, a man landed on the moon, B, Albert Einstein's birthday, C, the Yankees won the World Series, or D, the great San Francisco earthquake of 1906? Question number 10 of 20. Cowboy from Hell, Pantera. Cowboy from Hell. My favorite Pantera album is Symphony. Oh no, not Symphony, but no, I can't go with that one. Now, I'd have to think about it. I'm torn between two, but Cowboys from Hell is a great one. He shared a birthday with the Maytag repairman. If I knew when he was born, I'd have to answer you're looking for. Well, he was born April 18th. Zella's going with B. Tamaran and Kermit married Miss Piggy. Linda is going with D. Question number 10 of 20. What historical anniversary is also the same day Herbert Mullins was born on April 18th? The correct answer is D, as in dog. I gave you that answer earlier, ladies and gentlemen. The Great San Francisco earthquake of 1906 happened on April 18th, 1906. And he believed, again, if he killed and sacrificed some of his victims, that it would prevent future earthquakes. Alrighty. That is the first 10 questions. We are now taking our 6-minute break, like we do every single weekend. For the next 6 minutes, do what you need to do. You do you. Mel has never heard of this guy? 2 weeks ago, Herbert Mullins was suggested. These are the suggestions that I got 2 weeks ago from you, the viewers. Gypsy Rose Blanchard. For topics for trivia, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Herbert Mullins was the second suggestion. Then the third suggestion was the crossbow cannibal, Stephen Geffens. I pronounce it. Then the Menendez brothers, David Berkowitz, the West Mesa bone collector, Charles Cullen, Luca Magnotta, and the Freeman brothers. That was 2 weeks ago. I picked this one from the list of suggestions. There's a book on Sweeney called Deadly Voices. Ooh, Sweeney. I'm gonna go buy a lottery ticket. Seriously, yes. Or you go buy a lottery ticket, Lemon Pie. I hope you win it. I'd like you to do more on Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy is always a very popular topic, Gemma. I'm sure he'll be coming up again soon. You have 6 minutes to get the Taco Bell. Why not go to Arby's and challenge your stomach to a fight? It's an inside joke that Jon Stewart always rallied about, Arby's, challenge your stomach to a fight. I was too sick about the new update info on D.D. Cooper. You mean that the D.D. Cooper may have been a bank robber? My phone hasn't been behaving, says Sherry. Good evening, Sherry, and welcome to tonight's trivia. I'm still voting for Dahlia. Dahlia is on the list, but she's not on the one from 2 weeks ago. She is on the list. I'll eventually get around to some of the more popular ones, but this was from 5/5 of 2024 is when Herbert Mullins was suggested. Okay, would you talk about the Sandra Van Ark case? Sandra Van Ark. I might do an entire trivia around that one. Mel. Luca Magnotta is like one of our Canada's greatest treasures. I get the sarcasm there. I've been eating healthy this month. My wife's healthy food that she cooks for me. Oh, there you go, Reichardt. Gotta take steps. You know, if you ever want to change, firm believer in that. Nothing happens overnight by itself, and don't pressure yourself into saying, "Look, I need to do this by, X amount of time. I need to see this goal." Take it slowly. Take it one step at a time. Eat healthy. You don't know how much time you can get off where you could actually exercise or walk. Because I know you live a busy life, but take little steps. She's the one who murdered her autistic son, who recently got convicted. I've been asked to do it on my channel also. Yeah, I'm very aware of who she is, Gemma. I mean, I could do an entire trivia night around the entire thing. I mean, oh my gosh. Einstein was born March 14th. I'm interested in D.D. Cooper, who jumped out of the plane over the Columbia River. Yeah, they found some of the cash that was partially burned in a mud bank in the Columbia River. I don't know. Be patient. Be kind to yourself. Don't reach for the moon when Earth is much closer. Well, that's a good saying, Mel. All righty. I think we got a minute left. Either way, I'm going to give it another minute. Did anyone see the Northern Lights? No, I didn't. Well, maybe that is something we could collaborate on. Yeah, I'll email you, Gemma. No, I didn't see him interviews. I was doing something else. Probably right here in the studio when it was happening. There's a lot of people in my area talking about it. A lot of my family saw it, but not me. Not me. Sometimes it seems like a lot of things to, go by in life that I miss them because I'm in here. We'll have you some trivia on Elaine Wernos. Yeah, I've done Elaine Wernos before. If you go back, Sprinkled Donuts. Yeah, I definitely did Elaine. Or Eileen or whatever how you want to pronounce it. I've done her within the last year, but she's always on the list to do another one on. Yes, Clutch Trucker put them on his channel. I can post a few pictures of the Tacoma area. Just do a video. Put it in a video, Zelda. All right, everyone. Well, we went a little bit over 6 minutes there for our break. Believe it or not, question 11 of 20. Ed Kemper and Herbert Mullins were both in the California State Hospital at the same time. They even had a hobby class together. Which one was it? Was it A, pottery class, poetry class, sorry, B, a pottery class, C, a Jersey Shore study class, or D, a mountain lion preservation class? Believe it or not, Ed Kemper and Herbert Mullins were both in the California State Hospital at the same time. They even had a hobby class together. Which one was it? Get it cute, go with A, Gamma, A as well. Meep. Good evening, Meep. Welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you are doing well and thank you for joining us tonight. Meep is going with B, pottery. Right card D, Barry Morphy was the professor. Barry Morphy, the professor. I hope you're doing well, Meep. Lemon Pie is going with E, hip hop dance class. Zelda, are you talking about why reach for the moon when the Earth is much closer? That is a great saying. Fine with E. Believe it or not, Ed Kemper and Herbert Mullins were both in the California State Hospital at the same time, and they even had the same hobby class together. Which one was it? Question 11 is the correct answer is B as in boy. B as in boy. Pottery, not poetry. Pottery. They had a pottery class together, even though they were both in different sections of the California State Hospital. They were not pen pals or best friends or anything else, but they did have the same pottery class at the same time. Pottery. And Ed Kemper liked to make mugs and plates in the pottery class. Don't know what Herbert Mullin made in the class, just know what Ed Kemper did because he gave some of them away to former, therapists who were there at the California State Hospital. They were into pots and pans. Pottery, poetry, tomato. All right, question number 12. It's always going to be up for debate if Herbert went insane or if he was just a natural born killer. The FBI says it's the latter. What is the widely accepted IQ of Herbert Mullins? What is his IQ? Was it A, 96, B, 130, C, 155, or D, 65? Question number 12 of 20. I know about Kemper. He's my favorite. I think Ed Kemper is one of the most fascinating serial killers I've ever come across. Now I've read about a lot of serial killers, but Ed Kemper, there's just something about his story, that I don't know if it resonates with me, but I find it intriguing and about who he is and how much of his life, went, if just one person would have interjected somewhere in his life, it could have been a completely different story. Good evening, Kelly, and welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had an awesome weekend, Kelly. Question number 12 of 20. Lemon pie. Me am so smart. Kemper is also dangerously smart. He is. Excuse me. What is the believed IQ level of Herbert Mullins? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, to question number 12 is B as in boy. B as in boy, 130. In case you're wondering what Ed Kemper's IQ is, he's never completed an actual any one complete IQ test. He's finished parts of a couple of different ones, but they put his IQ between 136 and 148. But Herbert Mullins is IQ is between right around 130. All right, question number 13. From the age of 10 to his death, Herbert Mullins was always obsessed with one thing. He believed he could answer if only people would let him. What was it? Was it A, reincarnation, B, the Riemann's hypothesis, C, the Monty Hall problem, or D, why birds chirp and plants grow? From the age of 10 to his death, Herbert Mullins was always obsessed with one thing. He believed he could answer if people would just let him. What was it? I'm not into sports, so I gave away my second cousin's baseball stuff 40 years ago. It's Ted Williams. Wow. Kicking my butt because he's a super famous, my mom's first cousin. Sigh. Question number 1320. Why you can't wear white after Labor Day. The fashion faux pas. He was going to solve that problem if people would just let him work on it, huh? He watched Jersey Shore reruns. Meep's like, could be B. Inner P's, Monty Python. Love Monty Python. Monty Python, The Search for the Holy Grail. One of the best ever. It's just a flesh wound. Come back here. I'll kick your butt. Monty Python's your favorite? I've got several of the albums. Flying Circus, Search for the Holy Grail on records. I got several of them here. These I read C as Monty Python problem. LOL. The Monty Hall. Monty Hall is C. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer to question number 13 is A as in apple. Herbert Mullins believed that he could solve the problem of reincarnation and actually be able to prove that people are reincarnated, that animals come back as animals and people come back as other people. He believed he could answer it if people would just let him, leave him alone to his own work, and he could solve the reincarnation, and prove if reincarnation was real. He really believed it from the age of 10 on that he could solve and prove that reincarnation was real. Yep. Question number 14. Like Ed Kemper, Herbert spent a lot of time in the state mental hospitals. They just kept kicking him out, saying you weren't a harm to anyone or themselves. How many was Herbert in? by his mid-20s. We're looking for the number of how many state hospitals was Herbert Mullins in by his mid-20s. It was at A, 10, B, 15, C, 20, or D, 5. Question number 14. By his mid-20s, how many different state mental hospitals was he in? I took a horrible turn for failure on this trivia. Epic comeback starts right here. KDQ, you could get some, on a roll here. Lemon Pie is going with 144,000, mental hospitals. Little Linda's going with D. Gianna Marie, good evening, Gianna Marie. I hope you had a wonderful day today, Gianna. And thank you for joining us for trivia tonight. Kelly is going with A. Meep is going with A as well. Rykart is going with C. You're so late. Well, you're more on time than the people who are not here right now, Gianna Marie. You're earlier than Summit Shoes, who's not here. Or if he is, he hasn't said anything. You have a channel? I'll be sure to check it out. Yeah, she does. And thank you very much, Interpeas, for putting the link to Gemma's YouTube channel. Question number 14 of 20. By his mid-20s, how many state hospitals, mental hospitals, was Herbert Mullins in? The correct answer is B, as in boy. B as in boy. He was in 15 state mental hospitals by his mid-20s. They just kept on kicking him out. They'd have him there for a couple of months. They'd say, you're not a harm to yourself or to others. There's the door. And then it was just a repetitive cycle. By his mid-20s, he had been reaching out and trying to get help for so long. And they just kept on kicking him out the door. No, there's nothing we can do for you. Goodbye. 15 different state mental hospitals by his mid-20s. Wow. And they just, nope, nothing we can do for you. Goodbye. All right, question number 15. One victim was personal to Herbert Mullins more than anyone. He made threats to kill this victim years prior, yet they released him and he carried out his rage as soon as he could. Who was this against? Was it A, David Hughes, B, Robert Spector, C, Father Henry Tomey, or D, Fred Perez? One victim was personal to Herbert Mullins more than anyone. He made threats to kill this victim years prior, yet they released him, and he carried out his rage as soon as he could. Who was this against? Kitty Coon's going with C. Right Car's going with B. Ooh. And Sherry, Kelly, and Lemon Pie are also going with C. Gamma going with C. Gianna Marie going with B as well. Carried out his rage. He threatened to kill this man years prior. He was in the state mental hospital, state of California mental hospital at the time, and they knew that he had made threats to kill this individual, but they did, instead of protecting the victim or doing anything about it, they just said, no, there's nothing we can do about it. You're not a harm to yourself, and you're not a harm to other people. and they let him out. And as soon as he could get back to where this person was, he carried out his rage against this individual. Inner peace. Father Guido Sarducci. the Guido Sarducci, the Greek god from Saturday Night Live. Will, you're saying my name wrong. What? Gemma? Gemma? Gemma. What did I say? Was I saying Gemma or Gemma? Should have been saying Gemma. I missed those old episodes, right? All right, question number 15. The correct answer is C as in cat. Father Henry Tomey. He made threats to kill the father years prior, and they didn't take it seriously and released him from the state of California mental hospital. And as soon as he could get back to where Father Henry Tomey was, he carried out his rage on him. And it was a brutal, horrific murder of Father Henry Tomey. But he threatened him years prior, and they still said, "Nah, we don't." They didn't even have to tell the good fathers they were releasing him from the state mental hospital. Yeah, in case you're wondering, stuff like that doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, they have to notify the a potential people they make threats against before they're released. So, all right, question number 16. According to the FBI and the producers of the classic TV show Forensic Files, the most gruesome murder of all of Herbert's victims was who? Was it A, David Weilacher? I don't know. B, Sister Mary Margaret Guilfoyle? C, Kathy Francis? Or D, Lawrence Whitey White? According to the FBI and the producers of Forensic Files, in case you're wondering, they did not one but two different episodes featuring Herbert Mullins' crimes on the show for Forensic Files. The most gruesome murder of all of Herbert's victims was who? Lemon Pie is going with D. Little Linda is going with B. Kelly is going with B as well. But if you can pull up, the DVDs of the hit show, Forensic Files, you can find two different episodes of Herbert Mullins on there. Okay, Kitty Q is going with C, question mark. Gianna Marie and Purple are both going with B. Sprinkle Donut and Sherry are going with D. Question number 16 of 20. He had a thing for people of the church, says Mel, and she's going with B. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The correct answer to question 16 is B as in boy. Sister Mary Margaret Guilfoyle. Not only did he stab her to death, he then dissected her and he deboned her entire corpse. Stabbed her to death and then dissected her and deboned her like she was a deer or something. but it was the most gruesome murder of all of the victims. Sister Mary Margaret Guilfoyle. And reincarnation, right? Question number 17. Delusional to the end, Herbert Mullins was diagnosed with blank in 1969, at least 2 years prior to him killing anyone. What was it? Fill in the blank. What was he diagnosed with? Was it A, schizophrenia, B, bipolar disorder, C, manic depression, or D, Tamper syndrome? Delusional to the end, Herbert Mullins was diagnosed with blank in 1969, 2 years prior to ever killing anyone. Purple, Sprinkle, Donuts, Kelly, and Mel are all going with A. Kit the Q, Lemon Pie are going with A as well, and Peter P is going with E, COVID. He was diagnosed with COVID. Gemma's going with A, Sherry A, Rykart A as well. Me, I don't know. D? Meep. Well, Meep is going to go with A now. All right. You have the right to change your mind anytime on any question. Question number 17 of 20. The fever for the flavor of a Pringle. Once you pop, you just can't stop. Oh my God, it might be B. Question number 17. The correct answer is A, as in apple. Schizophrenia. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia and schizophrenic behaviors in 1969, 2 years prior to him ever committing his first murder. A, as in apple. Schizoid personality disorder. What is Tamper syndrome? It's nothing, Meep. It's made up. I had to have something in there for a D. I made it up. All right, question number 18. Unlike a lot of serial killers who prey upon the weak, homeless, or drug addicts, Herbert tended to save up his rage for a rainy day and go after people that he believed were blank. Was it A, reading his mind, B, controlling his happiness, C, were secret government agents, or D, were Nazis? Unlike a lot of serial killers who prey upon the weak, the homeless, or drug addicts, Herbert tended to save up his rage for a rainy day and go after people that he believed were blank. Fill in the blank. Kitaku is going with A. Little Linda is going with B. Question number 18. Question number 18. Now, C, question mark? Sprinkle Donuts and Sherry are both going with A as well. E, people who like candy corn. They underestimated him. E, one of the 144,000. Question number 18 to 20. The correct answer is A, as in apple. When he was not taking his medication, he believed that people were reading his mind and controlling him in his thoughts. I guess telepathically, or I don't know how he believed it. It doesn't say in the actual information. Just says that he believed that people were reading his mind when he wasn't on his medication. That people out in the public were reading his mind and able to control him that way. All right. Question number 19. Who was Brian Card to Herbert Mullins prior to him seeking him out and stalking him for 3 days, then killing him? Was it A, random homeless man, B, a drinking buddy, C, a store owner and friend, or D, a brother-in-law? Who was Brian Card to Herbert Mullins? When did his photo become colored? Become colored. Well, the last one is closer to his death. On the left. The black and white ones are from when he was one of his several times, that he was in and out of, an institution. I would have to go back through them to answer your question. Interpeas, because I mean they're on Getty Images. They list them. You put the person's name in, then it shows you what pictures are in the free domain that anybody can use for anything. You don't have to pay anything for. And then there are photos that are they own the actual rights of. So I would have to go back and then hover my mouse over it to actually tell when the one on the right is. I mean, the nameplate there says California prison, and this prison ID number. The other one is, obviously a lot shorter hair on the left. D, he hated his family. Yes, he did. He hated them with a passion, Mel. E, church bingo rival. B, 7. B as in boy, 7. Who was Brian Card to Herbert Mullins before he stalked him for 3 days and killing him? The copyright thing has gotten out of control. It has, right, Card? And the Getty Images, I mean, they're one of the worst. But unfortunately, I have to pay them to keep on using them if I want to redistribute or re-air photos like these. But then I want to stay on the right side of the law. There are a lot of people who do stuff like this, or they put them in videos, or on YouTube or on Instagram or TikTok, and they don't have the rights to redistribute, or republicize those photos. I'm not going to have some lawyer coming after me. I'd rather play on the right side. All right. The answer to question number 19 is B as in boy. He was just a drinking buddy, but the two of them had a falling out at one point, and then Herbert Mullins went away for a while, and he came back. And when he came back, he found out that his drinking buddy, Brian Card, was now friends, and associate with another guy that the two of them didn't like. And he stalked him for 3 days and watched him until he got him in a situation, in a place where he could, kill him. And he did. But he had to wait for him to be in a vulnerable situation. All right, question number 20. The murders of 21 people in 1972-1973 was confusing to police. They arrested Mullins and blank, believing some of Mullins' murders were committed by the other perp. So Mullins confessed so he could get full credit for his murders. Who was the other person that they arrested, believing that some of Mullins' actual murders were this person's and not his? Was it A, Gary Ridgway, B, Ted Bundy, C, Ed Kemper, or D, Barry Morphew? The murders of 21 people in 1972 and 1973 was confusing to police. They arrested Mullins and blank, believing some of Mullins' murders were committed by this other person. Oh, he wasn't his brother-in-law? No, just a drinking buddy, a homeless drinking man. Well, I think he was homeless at the time, but he also lived in some hotel a lot, according to the FBI file on him. Purple's going with A, B, C, and D. I think you got it, Purple. I'm actually pretty sure that you got it. Right, D, of course. Callie's going with A. Inner P's going with E. Mountain lion. More you. How much does Getty Images cost? You can go on a per basis, or you can go on a yearly plan. I think that's the only two plans that they have, but I could be wrong about that, Kitty Coo. I put it on a trivia night once. Oh. I have to look this up, give you an actual real answer, because what I had a there it is. Okay. Now you can first off, there's like regular standard photos, then there's high definition photos. You can buy a 5-pack single download is $375, or a single low image resolution is $175. Or you can go with the a discount pack, which is 15 low resolution ones, and that's what I went with, and that costs $140. You get 15 images for $140. Now I had a we call it like a digital coupon code, because I paid with using my Capital One. So I have Capital One shopping, and it saw out like a code, and before I went to checkout, it said it found this code that would give me an additional discount. So altogether for the 15 pack that I purchased, I paid $102 instead of $140. So I saved $38 off of it. But I get to use all these photos that I can put them in videos. I can put them in shorts. I can use them on trivia night. I can use them anywhere, because I have the right to actually redistribute the photos in a presentation like this. I could go to CrimeCon and put them up on the big screen, and I don't have to pay royalties to anyone. So me love Getty Images. I'm not a big fan of it, of Getty Images, because I have to pay for it. And frankly, I'm kind of running this YouTube like McDonald's, runs their business. You lose money in one area and you make money in another area. So, like McDonald's loses money on a burger, but they make it up on selling French fries and soft drinks. That is a lot. Well, it all depends on what you want to use it for, I guess, Kitty Coo. But there are a lot of images out there of like Herbert Mullins or the Ted Bundys or Kemper or whatever that are in the free domain. I could just use those. A lot of people can. All right, question number 20. Who was the other person they arrested for the murders of 21 people in 1972, 1973? The correct answer is Ed Kemper. Ed Kemper. They arrested them both at the same time, believing that part of the murders were one of the other person. The other person. Oh, you didn't do that one, did you? Oh, you did? Oh, okay. But he confessed to all of his murders that they knew of because he wanted full credit for them. And they're like, wait a minute, is this? And then they had to realize, oh my God, is this guy insane? And they sent him off to an evaluation, and they found that he was sane, but he is schizophrenic. As long as he's on a medication, he knew what was going on at that time. But that is the 20 questions. You do not have to give yourself a letter grade. Right, Cart? You paid $144,000, Will? Mullins loved Kemper. They were in pottery class together, right? This is completely optional. You do not have to give yourself a letter grade. Some people like to do it. Some people don't. Again, we are here for education, and entertainment. It's not I'm better at this than this person. This person's better at it than anybody else. It's only for education and entertainment purposes. Always when we play. Of the 20 questions that were on tonight's trivia, I knew 6 of the 20 before putting this together. So I would have gotten myself a solid 6, a C. Six out of 20. And tonight, we're going to do it. We always have our cold case files at the end. Our cold case file tonight is not from the Charlie Project. This one comes to us directly from the FBI. The FBI is looking for Brianna Maitland. They know she is alive. She is not deceased, ladies and gentlemen. Please look closely at this photo. She could be anywhere in the United States of America right now today. She stands 5'4", 105 to 115 pounds. She may have actually colored her hair. They have tips that say that she may have cut her hair to like a buzz down, and may have a little section in the front of hair that is longer. And she may have actually colored her hair also at another time to be blonde. But she has a birthmark, a scar on her forehead above her left eyebrow. She always wears a pierced nose ring, and she wears studs or pierced hoops in her ears. She is not wanted. They are looking, and she is considered missing and endangered right now. But the FBI wants to find her because she could be anywhere in America. And what they're really after is the people who are with her right now today. They don't believe that Brianna Maitland can leave whenever she wants. That these people are keeping her there so she can't contact her family or anything else. Now, she has been missing for a total of 8 months from the last confirmed sighting or communication from her. She is not, again, I have to, make sure you understand, she is not deceased. She is not wanted either by any law enforcement agency that they know of. But they do believe she is not being able to freely communicate with her family or others. She could be anywhere in the U.S. We know that according to the FBI, first question I had was, how do they know she's not in Canada or in Mexico or, UK? Well, she has to leave somehow to go through a, exit port somewhere. And her identification has not been used in any of them. So they believe she is traveling around the United States with these people. It didn't actually say, Meep, if she's being trafficked. They said that they don't believe she is able to freely leave or contact her family. Again, if you know anything, you can call 1-800 call the FBI. And she is the only case for this week for cold case file for missing person. Next week, I'll be back to be doing the Charlie Project, missing people again. But we are done with Herbert Mullins. Cult, possibly. Maybe. All these situations are very sad. They are. Very sad. Good to see you, regular size Will. Yeah, I'm on the big screen. Oops. You don't see that. That is not an advertisement at all. My son talked me into buying them for him at the supermarket, and then when I got them home, the 6-pack of them, or 8, no, there are 8 of them in them. They come in a weird configuration, like I think it's 8, not 6. But I got them home, and then he didn't like them. So I'm like, all right, I'll drink the stupid things. And he's right. They're not very good. Did you hear about the Mika Miller case? No. Who's next so I can study? Well, it's someone who's on this list. Yeah, if you want to be on the list of emails, meet. There are six individuals right now that every single Monday I send them an email and I let them know exactly who the next trivia night is. But if you want to get on that list, grab the other keyboard here. Send me an email to that email address there, 411nowbusiness@gmail.com, and I'll put you on the list of people who are notified early of what the trivia night is. But what next week's trivia is from this list. The next week's person is on that list. Sometimes I get notifications. Just go up, get your calendar, just write in Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or whatever that would be, right? Trivia. If it's 7 o'clock your time or 5 o'clock, write it on there every single Sunday. That's a good reminder. At least that's what I do. Although I'm not going to be, I had to go out and buy another calendar. If y'all watch my, follow my community post, my son's school, every year they give us a school calendar, with all the important dates, like when school conferences and stuff like that are. They put 31 days in the month of April. Yeah. But we found actual 3 errors on the calendar altogether. Crazy. When the school system can't even make a calendar correctly. Let's do Kyron Horman and his evil stepmom. Well, I wrote it down, Zelda. Suggested topic. They're not too bright. In the end of May, missing 11 years, and still stepmom is still running around free from prison. Now, remind me if I'm about this correct. If I'm correct, Zelda. Isn't Kyron Horman? Isn't he the little boy who disappeared after his science fair at the school? Just emailed me. All right, Spingle Donuts. I will look for it after this. Is Chad's case still going on? Yes, Reichart in Idaho. Yeah, Chad Daybell's case is still going. Well, thank you for subscribing to her channel, Mel. You send me a few pictures. All right, Zelda. My kid's last day was supposed to be the 17th. Just found out Friday that it's not until the 23rd because the teacher sent an activity schedule. Really? My son's school for the year doesn't get out until June, and they have to make up so many what they call instruction hours. And the day that the shooting at the school, where the police officer killed his ex-wife, there at the school, that I told everybody out on the community thing. They have to make up an instructional day because the next day they came in. It's silly. So they extended it by 5 hours, which is the half day. So that instead of like the last day, it's now they've extended it by 1 day, and that's a half day. He doesn't have to go. Nobody really does do anything the last week of school. They just basically clean out their lockers and cubicles and stuff like that. And, I don't know why. Before this ends, everyone have a fantastic weekend and happy Mother's Day again to you, all you mamas. Well, thank you, Sprinkle Donuts. Chad's case is going down. Did you hear about the boat rowers being shot at as they kept rowing away in Oakland? No, I did not hear about that, Reichart. Why would you shoot at somebody rowing a boat? I mean, then again, it is Oakland. I don't want to talk bad about Oakland, California, but shit. Oh, I wouldn't go there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you again, and happy Mother's Day to everyone. I'll see you all again soon. I hope that everyone has a terrific week ahead on English tests and logical reasoning for the birds. Jim Hook. You're low being a sniper after going after rowboats, right? But everyone, thank you again for being here for trivia night tonight. I hope that everyone again has a terrific week ahead, and I hope that you all stay safe out there. And to everyone, happy Mother's Day. To all those who are pulling double duty, mother and father, my heart goes out to you. And I will look for those emails as soon as I'm done here. But thank you, everyone. Have a great week.